I'm a feminist. Being a female, I'd be stupid not to be on my own side, right? It becomes obvious that I should support my female friends, sisters, daughters, and mother. But what about my mother-in-law? Why should I treat her any different? Folks, this is Sahila again with yet another interesting topic that is raw, sensible, and uninhibited. A common social problem in almost every household in India and worldwide. How do I deal with my problem mother-in-law? For generations in India, mother-in-law has been viewed as an evil person, neglecting the fact that she is a mother to someone you love. Remember, relationships like this don't last because of the good times, but because the tough times were handled with lots of love and care. The cringe factor shoots up, especially when the topic of mother-in-law is discussed in a girls' group outside our homes. I'm here to tell you that I was not different in any way. I could not handle her in my home more than a few days. She could be so vindictive in ways where I would feel uncomfortable in my own home. She complained about everything from my daily cooking to the way I wore my dress and the way I raised my kids, and it made me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, she would also compare me to her daughter, and that would drive me crazy. I have imagined saying this to her, facetiously yelling as loudly as possible. This is how your son likes it, and that's why he married me. So stop annoying the shit out of me. But I had to swallow my pride and stay mum for the sake of my husband and to maintain respect in my household. I want to share a real-life incident that changed everything for me and my mother-in-law. A couple of years ago, my mother underwent the most dangerous surgery of her life, an open craniotomy. And the decision to have this risky procedure has to be made in less than a week's time. I had to rush to India to be with her during this critical situation since she lived alone after my father passed away. In the interim, I had very little time to arrange help for my kids, and when I landed at my mom's house, the surgery was planned the very next day. So I didn't have the luxury to recover from any jet lag or call friends or relatives for extra assistance. On the day of the surgery, when my mother was wheeled inside the operating room for dress change, I suddenly felt an unmistakable low in the pit of my stomach, a feeling of loneliness inside. Until that point, I can say with certainty that I was acting like a capable adult. But as soon as my mother disappeared around the corner, there was this unknown fear staring back at me. What if my mother doesn't make it through the surgery? I've already lost my father a year ago, and what will I do if I lose my mother too? Is this what fate has in store for me? When these thoughts overwhelmed me, I found myself standing alone in the hospital corridors and felt stranded and suffocated until suddenly I saw a familiar person in sari walking towards me. It was my mother-in-law. I had never felt so happy to see her before. It was at that moment she became my co-mother. I slowly regained my strength back and was confident that my mother would be fine. My mother really came out of her operation like a hero, and ironically, even after a huge brain surgery, my mother could not hide the astonishment she had when she saw my co-mother with me in the recovery room. We both had an absolutely newfound respect for my co-mother. After making sure my mother was resting fine, I felt indebted to my co-mother and spent the rest of the day sari shopping with her, and she enjoyed it thoroughly. After this incident, all of my co-mother's complaints about me started to seem like concern for me. The comments or mannerisms in which she said things to me hastily did not bother me much. Later, when I asked my husband if he had requested his mother to come see me at the hospital, he responded, "No. I just told her about your whereabouts and didn't have time to discuss anything beyond." I had this growing realization later that my co-mother was always there whenever I needed her the most, and whenever my mother could not be there for me. When I delivered my second child, she was there in the hospital with me because my mother was taking care of my sick father. When I wanted to take a break from everything and go on vacation, she was there for me, watching my kids in my home. Sure, she comes with her own package of terms and conditions. The tantrums and opinions she displayed were different from what I was raised with. Yet, after so many years of being part of her family, I have grown to accept her imperfections, just like how she has accepted mine. Today, as my mother is bedridden, my co-mother is my to-go person for everything. From sharing her secret recipes to buying ethnic clothes for my family, or just to go check on my mother every once in a while, I know I could rely on her anytime. She may never love me like my parents did, but she is a fierce, hardworking woman who loves my family as if it's her own. Without her selfless sacrifices of raising my husband and my kids, I would not be initiated into the sacred circle of motherhood. Today, she fills the void in my life that craves for motherly affection every once in a while. I hope I can repay her love someday by helping her get through her old age. Well, now I know why karma is called a bitch. I believe that a degree of a nation's progress can be measured by the degree of enlightenment of its women, and it starts from our homes. So to all my sister folks, do you want to join me in building a true feminist home? Sahila, dedicated to my co-mother for training me on how to be a co-mother myself someday. Thank you folks for joining me in this. Hope to see you soon with yet another topic which is raw, sensible, and uninhibited. Until then, this is Sahila signing off. Bye.